They have 2 7-footers.
But it's moving day.
Points.
Why not us, folks?
Why not us?
Mike, what's up, dude?
Hey, Mike. Happy Mike Monday.
Dude, happy Mike Monday. It's great to see you. Oh, great to see you too, our fellow audience members, all three of you. Great to have you tune into the Why Not Us podcast, Mike. Why not us? Sorry. We're not sorry. We're so not sorry. Mike and I are top 2 in people doing shit right now. We do have the chance to talk about it. I think we'll start there. Mike, where do we even start, man? You were just on a trip and you're wearing 2 hats.
I'm wearing 2 hats because I'm ecstatic. And I agree. I think I'd be sorry to people for not putting out a podcast earlier if, like, we were being bums, which, like, we're good at and we've talked about. But, like, we've been living. And so sorry that, like, we're really good at living and we didn't squeeze this in and we weren't able to tell you all about it. But now that we have some downtime, we'll tell you all about it. So
I'm
2 hats.
I'm really glad too that you brought up the bumming part, because like during football season, and rightfully so, we are top 2, top 5 bums. Sorry, there's a siren in the background. Can you hear that? Can you hear the siren?
Yeah, but, like, you know, it's culture.
Is that a whistle?
It's definitely not a whistle.
It's definitely not a whistle. We haven't heard a whistle yet. And yeah, Mike and I have just been doing a lot of shit. And in football season, I think our shit will die down. I'm really proud of the way we've approached this year after the Eagles Super Bowl. I think for me, after they won it, I was like just searching for more. And we both got the Gators. We both got a lot of shit to talk about. I think for you, you were hiding and trying to avoid that feat that happened, and well, just football in general. I think we're slowly but surely getting you back in, and I might be able to mention that the Eagles won the Super Bowl a bit more. But first things first, like, we'll get to the sports too. I want to hear about I haven't talked to my friend in a while. How was your Liverpool trip, man?
Dude, booked it 2 weeks beforehand. And reason being, I was like, I went to the Florida Gators Final Four. It was absolutely incredible. One of the best experiences in my life. My teams don't win a lot. They're fucking losers, and winning rocks, and I don't get it that often. So I'm going to go fucking enjoy. And we went to Liverpool, and we went for the final game day, which didn't matter because they had already won the league. So they went down 1-0, and the fans just start cheering louder because they're like, get fucked. We already won the league,
great.
Losers.
That's great.
And then Monday was the parade. We were surrounded by people from Liverpool, people from everywhere in England, people from all over the world that were Liverpool fans that came out for this. Over 700,000 people were at this parade. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
The soccer fans in Europe, they do it differently. And unbelievable.
Good trip. I mean, and you've been training for a triathlon. You've lost a lot of weight. You have a mustache. And I'm impressed by the trip, obviously. I think it's super respectable that you went to see your English Premier League team in a parade. Like, most guys our friends don't even think of that type of concept. I'm more impressed by just the manner in which it was executed. I think you just kind of decided. And that's really been the spirit of our energy after the Gators championship and our Vegas trip, is we're just kind of doers right now.
Yeah. And I think the beauty of not hearing a whistle is that it never has to end. So one man's loss is another man's win. I was sitting on standby, not sure if I could go on this trip because obviously I worked for the Capitals and they were the number 1 seed in the East and in the playoffs. And they got to the second round and the Carolina Hurricanes absolutely smoked them. No one will remember that because the Florida Panthers then smoked the Hurricanes. But good thing that the Carolina Hurricanes smoked the Caps. I was probably the only one in the arena for Game 5 rooting for the Caps to lose. And they did, which allowed me to go to Liverpool to celebrate a victory. So thank you to all the losers for allowing me to win.
Wow. Dude, shout out the losers. That is awesome. Good stuff. I mean, It's been I just did some quick math in our heads. It's 16 weeks since the Super Bowl. The term that you're hearing from us, we didn't hear a whistle. We haven't heard a whistle. We thought we might have at one point, I think, each in our benders. For me, it was recently I went to not Palm Springs. I went to Newport Beach with some buddies from high school. Made a quick little like weekend trip out of it. I've been doing that all year, so I didn't really think much of it. I like drove down to Arizona. We road tripped out. The car broke down. It was it was fine. Honestly, at that point, I was like, I don't need more trips. I just want to like be in Denver and have fun there. But at the tail end of it, I ended up booking a flight on the Saturday from Long Beach instead of the Sunday. So I didn't really have options to get home because Denver had a tornado on that Sunday. So I drove back with my buddies all the way to Scottsdale. And then when I talked to the people on the phone, airport bullshit, they were like, go to the gate. We got you. Go to the gate. They didn't got me. There was no notes in my account, no nothing. Had to pay like $300 out of pocket on Tuesday. So I missed like a day of work. Well, I could have worked remote, but I didn't. And got there the next day. My rental bike got stolen. The timing of it was weird. I was just exhausted. I thought I was hearing a whistle at that point. I was texting you all day. I was like, Mike, I need to go to the gym again. I'm not feeling it. There's too much going on. And you called me out, and rightfully so. And you put me back into my place. And you said, like, listen, dude, yeah, that might be a whistle, but also it might just be the haters yelling. And you're giving them a layup right now. You convinced me I was in the prime of my career, which I am. And I think I hopped back on the horse. I would like to hope I did something similar to your potential whistle you almost heard in Liverpool, Mike.
Yeah, the whistle actually didn't come in Liverpool. It came a few days later when we decided to finish our trip in London. And we'd gotten quite drunk the night before. My buddy was still sleeping in, and I said, I'm going to get out. I'm going to get after it. And I went to Buckingham Palace, and I saw, like, the horses and the people with the crazy hats do their march and whatever. I was having a grand morning until something changed. And that thing was, I needed to go to the bathroom. And I didn't realize how badly. And there's a big park around Buckingham Palace that I'm walking around, and I'm like, ooh, got to start moving faster. And then it got to be like, holy shit, like, do I shit in the park? And then I was like, no, I don't want to get arrested. There's people around. So I'm like squirming to the nearest bathroom. And let's just say I didn't make it to the bathroom.
Dude, you just did it. In Buckingham Palace Park. Did I hear that right?
That's correct.
Wow. I mean, you totally could have gotten arrested. Like 100%. Was it like a casual squirm or was it like I'm going and everyone can see me? Like, were you able to hide it?
No. But the good news is no one saw because it was in my pants.
Good point. Are you telling me that pants are just diapers? You're telling me things haven't fucking changed?
The worst part is they were my favorite navy blue Lululemon pants.
Dude, I know which ones you're talking about too. That sucks.
I'm gonna get a new pair. But it was a great pair of pants.
Dude, maybe a pair with a lower waist size. You've been grinding, bro.
That's true. They were a little big on me.
This is 3 times since I've been your friend. There's probably more if we were to collect the troops, but that I think I know you went in public. It was this. It was in Vegas when you were trying to make a bet at the pool. I guess that wasn't shit, but that was that one you totally couldn't have gotten arrested. There's nothing they can do. Like, it's just
it's Vegas.
It's Vegas on March Madness at a pool. Like, what do you? And then New Orleans, when I didn't see this one, but it was one of the greatest Mike experiences of my life. We were just on Bourbon Street, fucking around on Saturday morning, hungover, but like getting after it, beignets, and we make it back to Bourbon Street, and you just disappear for a few minutes, and well, you came back out all joyous face, and you told me you had just peed in the bar, not in the bathroom in the bar, but just in the bar. Totally could have got arrested there. Like, that is the ultimate reason you get arrested in New Orleans. But no whistle, Mike. We're still fucking here.
No whistle.
Still
We're still rolling. Recovered from the Buckingham Palace incident.
Yeah.
And had no other choice but to get super fucking drunk all day, which I successfully did. Forgot about the incident, and still here to tell the story today.
Still here. Bender never ends.
The bender quite literally never ends.
I got a nice little break here. I had a nice, decent weekend. I won a lot of money this weekend. I took like a nice month-long break, and I kind of fired on. It was a fun weekend because I threw F1 in there. I threw basketball props in there. I threw a little bit of baseball nerfies. I threw tennis in there. Shout out Ben Shelton in that Alcaraz match. Ben Shelton, Florida Gator legend. Met him at Cantina once, actually. And
Nice.
Dude, he hung in there with the best. He should have won that first set. Like, he's gonna be a stud. It was awesome tennis. So I'm a tennis guy. But yeah, dude, I won a lot this weekend. So I'm kind of firing again. I want to get back to even in my FanDuel career before football. I've set a goal for myself, which means I'm gonna dig a hole. But I love goals, dude. Who doesn't fuck with some goals?
Everyone fucks with goals. Everyone's telling people to set goals, and we're setting goals.
You booked a trip to Montreal as the goal. You're like, this is my goal. I'm going to run, and I'm going to swim, and I'm going to bike a lot.
Yeah.
It's an interesting schedule you've set up for yourself. And really, our lifestyle is contradictory because we want to be go-getters and be like, super sick and all. But like, the bender lifestyle really takes away from you achieving those goals sometimes, aka your Liverpool trip in the middle of training for a triathlon. Mike, you didn't train for a triathlon.
No. I honestly didn't even get myself to pack running shoes because I knew that was going to be a waste of space because I wasn't going to run.
My Newport Beach trip, I went with 4 buddies who were running a half marathon. And I made an incredible emphasis to make sure they know that while they got up at like 6 a.m., I made breakfast and smoked weed by an ocean where I biked around a bit. I probably could have ran a half marathon. I didn't want to be sore, dude. It felt like a nice vacation. I'm by a beach. I actually had a few friends in LA that we got to invite over, and I like grilled out. I set like the grill on fire and almost the Airbnb at one point, kind of as they expected of me, as probably you would expect of me. But yeah, dude, we're keeping it going. I don't have a triathlon to train for. I thought about it though. You kind of inspired me a bit. It's one of those things I think I'd sign up and not do. Unless there's a flight involved, because then you don't have a fucking choice, dude.
Yeah, I'm now 19 days out. And back in January, when I was middle of dry January and signed up for this triathlon, I thought I was going to have to get serious, which I did, but it somehow didn't stop me from still being on the bender because I still went to Vegas and the Final Four and Liverpool, and now I'm going to work, but still kind of a bender because I'll be drinking every night, work the US Open up until 2 days before the triathlon.
I like to think of it like our lives, we have like 3 or 4 different girlfriends, right? One of the girlfriends is the bender. Another girlfriend is the health grind, running, whatever that fucking means to you. Another girlfriend is work. You have to satisfy all 3. You don't have to give 100% to one and 50 to the other. It can be diversified. It can be 100% for one weekend and 0 for another, and you kind of pay the repercussions, right? But we have different facets of our life that we have to satisfy. One of which, like, just my, like, I'll just be frank, my cleanliness as far as like home put together, like organization and deck. This has been a blank wall behind me for a while. I don't prioritize that side of my life, but I prioritize traveling and like not being here a lot, so you pick and choose. Maybe one of the things we haven't chose is that we don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I can't say I chose that.
No. Well, hey, no, you did.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't do all this with a girlfriend.
Right. Well, that's a great point. I think we're timing our lives pretty well right now. Too many people are getting fucking married right now. Let me tell you something. What's with all the people having kids and shit? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking
And you
kidding
know what
me?
people are angry about too? They're angry that we're popping off so.
Dude, I'm glad you said it, man. I'm glad you said it. And listen, people have been pissed off with me my whole life. But this is different. This is a held back aggressive. Like, people aren't even like saying it, but I can feel it. You know?
They're like, how are they doing that?
Here's the tip, guys. Just do it. Don't think, just do.
Nike really hit it on the head there.
I mean, if you want to get a little bit deep here, dude, I've always thought about life as a story. And when I'm 80 years old with hopefully like my grandkids and shit in front of me, like I'm going to tell my story. And I need to compile the story. Because eventually I'm going to reach that moment, ideally, that I have made 80 years old or whatever age, and I have stories to tell and whatnot. Either way, regardless if I don't know, what's a good example? Choose to spend a weekend doing errands versus going to Fisher downtown or taking fun things and getting ridden around on a bike for 2 hours, listening to one song, LaGrange by ZZ Top, and getting people in the city of Denver to literally follow us as we're being ridden around on a bike by this guy named Tom with a Grateful Dead t-shirt on, taking pit stops and literally just that for, like, it was awesome. I can't do that with kids or priorities, dude. Like, these are the things we need to compile now.
And you can't do that if you're doing errands.
No, dude, I'm happy for us, man. I think I really do. I'm giving a lot of this to the Sphere and the Dead, dude. I take that dancing, I take that feeling, and I take it everywhere. I try to, at least.
Yeah, I think ultimately dancing rocks.
Dude, dancing rocks. Dancing rocks is the first thing we're going to list off in this segment we call Things We Missed. Things we need to talk about. We're in a weird schedule with podcasting right now. But dancing does fucking rock. I think I'm going to say it, dude. I think dancing's back. I think there was a weird era where dancing wasn't a priority for like the human generation anymore. And now we're realizing through this that dancing's back, dude. And we need to take it more seriously. I think just like if everyone were to pick up a J and smoke it, if everyone just took a bit to dance, I think the world would be a better place. Thoughts?
Just could not have said it better myself. You know, people don't like to dance because they're not good at it. People don't like to dance because it's embarrassing. People don't like to dance because people are looking at them. If everyone was dancing, you wouldn't have to worry about all that.
What's the big deal?
No one's telling you got to be on Dancing with the Stars.
No.
You just got to give energy and passion and whatever's in your heart. And sometimes you got to let that out. It feels damn good to do it through dancing.
Dude, damn good. And I think dancing and music are the two greatest languages there are. Right? Everyone can do it. And everyone hears and sees the same thing, and everyone can interpret it as it is. Next question. Maybe stop giving me shit for being a musical theater major, dude. Maybe I was on to some shit here. Like, come on. Prioritizing the good things. Dancing, singing,
let's slow down there. Let's slow down there.
All right. That's fair. But yeah, dancing
There are
rocks.
things, though. I mean, you bring up a good point. Like, now that I'm doing the triathlon, I realize, like, swimmers are fucking sick. And, like, wearing a wetsuit and goggles and a swim cap looks sick.
Things that were not sick at one point. Exactly.
I used to hate that. I was like, a swim cap? Ew, I'm not wearing a swim cap. Swim caps are sick.
Or like piano lessons and like shit that your parent, like, there's a list that goes on of things that are uncool as kids but are really cool as adults. And I'm just confused why that is. Like, how did we not realize this as a kid?
How did we not know? Like,
I should have stayed in piano lessons.
Like, that hasn't been cool for a while that I heard is coming back. Mustaches. Stash Summer.
I'm going to be honest with you as a friend.
Stash Summer?
I think you're behind the trend, dude. I think you're catching up a little late. I don't think it left though, dude. We're at a stage where like everyone had mustaches. I feel like last summer, and now like there's still a lot. And maybe it's a Denver thing, dude. Denver's been on mustaches a while. I think it's maybe spreading out. I think this happened with Boulder a lot too. Like Boulder 5-6 years ago started like the baggy clothes trend. Now that's everywhere. But anyways, I don't know, man. I think you're a little bit late on the trend. I think you should set this up for something else. I mean, look at that fucking thing. That thing is a monster. It's pretty impressive, dude.
Thank you.
Maybe a little fucking chin strap with it. I don't know. Chin
You're
strap.
a big chin strap guy.
You could do the fucking
I
goat.
can do the
What is it
goatee.
called? The goatee. Oh, soul patch. Just do a soul patch. Nothing else.
Just the soul patch.
Just the soul patch.
I do have the beauty of like I can go from clean shaven to like proper facial hair in like about a week.
It's pretty insane.
And I can get it this thick in like about a month. So like I can just like shave it and 2 weeks later have a completely new look.
Yeah, like you know the term like built different. You and I think are like built incredibly different. Just human genetics wise, like none of it adds up. There's no similarities.
I think we're the closest thing this world has ever seen to superheroes. Like we have superpowers, I think.
Like what? Indulge
Is that
me.
okay? Like, is that okay for me to say?
No, I think that's fair. Yeah.
I think that like we just like we're so much above everyone. Like we're just so far ahead of our time. But like we figured out life.
Right. I do think we figured it out.
So maybe we're
not that complicated. I think it's like when you when you like play games and there's like the people who like created the game that are like also in the game and like they know all the rules and all like the hacks and shit. Like I think we were put into this game as like the like the set design. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we were like just given a leg up and like we get to like just be in the game like everyone else, but like we're enabled with like special abilities that help us play the game better. Because like, dude, people be tripping, bro. People be fucking tripping. There's a lot of fucking just people yelling and like screaming and crying, and it's like, dude, just eat a bagel and like go walk around. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe dance. I don't know.
Dude,
like,
just dance. Look at the tree. The trees are sick sometimes.
Trees rock.
Couches are cool. Do you just like lay down a bit? Like
Wow.
nobody's telling you can't.
Hot day, ice cold water. Very simple, but it rocks.
Unreal feeling. It's not that hard.
No.
Oh, dude, walking around barefoot, dude. You ever just like catch a barefoot vibe?
Touching grass is unreal.
Grass is great. Actually, bring back more grass. We need more grass. Like make the sidewalks on cities grass. Make it so that like when you leave a building, you have to take your shoes off. It's a rule.
I think Mac Hollins is definitely onto something with the whole barefoot thing. Like, why would I wear shoes if I don't have to?
Could not agree more. Dude looks great too. He just looks like a human.
Now I'm thinking, like, is there a way for me to plant a path to work 2.1 miles long of grass that I can walk to and from work on?
Or is there an invention we can make to make it so that you are always walking on grass?
Shoes that are grass.
Or like maybe it's like a harness and like you're always walking on it, but it's moving forward. We're not the CTOs here. We're the CEOs that thought of a good idea and we're gonna pin it to someone else. But I think we're on.
I think we're on. That was unplanned.
Yeah.
I think we just discovered something right there.
No, that was good. That might have been our second best idea behind starting a podcast. Which, well, all right. I got something else.
Hit me.
Timothy Chalamet is on a run, dude.
An unreal run.
Can you think of a run? Because we don't plan things and think of things before, but can you think of a run better than this? I'll try and think. It's hard for me to...
most recently it was more like a 1 year hit wonder kind of thing. And obviously the guy's still big and he was before, but Pete Davidson went on a nice run.
He did go on a nice run. I thought of Joe Burrow. Like he's still kind of like on the run, but like Joe Burrow was and maybe still is the guy.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
I guess Paul Skeens is kind of on a run. Yeah, Leo's definitely been on runs, right? You got to factor things into runs, right? Because like a lot of people have banged a lot of chicks, but like there's factors to this. Like Timothy has brought so many elements to his taking off. It started with the college game day. Now he's just the face of the New York Knicks. Like, think about that. I don't know. I haven't done my research on like if he actually is a diehard fan, if this started this year. I don't really care. I just think it's
He is
really
a
cool
diehard
that
fan, for the record.
great. But like it seems like this year he was like, oh, by the way, like I'm gonna be the fan. And everyone was like, okay, like cool with us. Even Ben Stiller was probably like, yeah, take it, dude. Like, sure.
Yeah, I think it's a pivotal point for the Knicks fan base where they need those celebrities that are going to be at every game that you can rely on. And the number one guy that you know is going to be at every game, the majority of the away games as well, is Spike Lee. And Spike Lee seems to be in great health, and I don't see him going anywhere. But he is at the latter stage of his career as the Knicks fan.
Right.
And you need someone like Aaron Rodgers to sit behind Brett Favre for a few years and learn how to be the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. And I think Timothy Chalamet is the next Spike Lee of New York Knicks fandom.
100%.
I don't think this is a one-hit wonder. I think this is a longevity thing.
No, I mean, they got to stay good. We'll see how it goes when they play the Thunder in the finals here coming up. I like to make the Jack Nicholson comparison, given he's also an actor, one of the greatest of all time, but Lakers, obviously. But yeah, give me, we'll talk about some sports here. Give me your take. Like, do the Knicks come out firing? What does this OKC and New York Knicks finals look like? Obviously we're playing in OKC to start, and then it goes back to the Garden. Do they still win in OKC? Are you relying more on Cat? Are you relying more on Brunson? Break down the finals for me, Mike.
I'm confused at the question.
What? What do you mean? Break down the finals.
The finals is the Thunder and the Pacers.
Wait. The Knicks didn't beat the Pacers? What?
Wow, dude.
I turned off the series at 4 minutes left in the first game. It looked done. What happened? I thought you were a winner. You started this podcast talking about her such a big winner. What? You're telling me that they lost to the Pacers?
This is a double hats off to you for that pull right there, because that was a well done move. Also,
where do you want to start?
Fuck you.
Where do you want to start?
Yeah, ultimately the series comes down to, I believe, one thing, which is game one. The Knicks had 2 games at home. The history of the rivalry obviously was there. Most recently last year, where in the second round, the Pacers handled a Knicks team without Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, and a handful of other guys. So unfair to really say that they beat them, but they did. Knicks were firing, had just beaten the Celtics, and were dominant in game one. And then Aaron Nesmith decided to have the greatest 5-shot in a row shooting stretch that probably I've ever seen in basketball. And Tyrese fucking hate the guy Halliburton gets the luckiest fucking bounce I've ever seen. Like, all right, give me the Kawhi one was crazy, but like this one's up there. And then he does that gay ass chokehold, and it's like, you didn't win yet, but everyone knew they were going to win in overtime just because that's what happened.
He had to follow up the chokehold, not only in that overtime, but in the series. Like, you can't do that game one and then lose the series.
Yeah, and the Knicks battled the rest of the series. Game 6, if you want to really break it down, came down to the Knicks can't win without Brunson and Cat both putting up solid scoring nights. And Cat had the worst game of his Knicks career.
Yeah.
Especially on the offensive side and defensive side, but specifically on the offensive side, because he kept shooting and he kept missing. And he also went 50% from the free throw line, and he's normally an 84% shooter from the free throw line. And at times I was like, take the guy off the fucking court. But you have no offense when you take him off the court, because the Knicks in games 3 and 4 and 5 ran a lineup a lot of times in the second quarter with Landry Shamet, DeLon Wright, and Deuce McBride all on the court. The defense was impeccable, and they fed the ball to Cat on the offensive side. It worked in all 3 games.
Yeah.
And then they went to game 6, and they had all 3 of them with Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart. How the fuck are you supposed to score the ball? But also, if you put Cat on the court, he can't score either. And he had an all-time terrible game, and I blame all of game 6 on him. Brunson didn't have his best night, but he did have a good night. He showed up in the first quarter. He showed up in the fourth quarter. Wasn't enough. The guy was getting double-teamed. He had to pass the ball. I can't stop thinking about game 1, though.
You okay?
Everything will be okay when the Pacers lose in 4 or 5 games. Anything more than a 5-game series, and it's going to really hurt.
About you. Think about like how you felt in the series. Like that's where the true pain is. Not if the team that they beat you went in to win the final. Like I don't know. For me, like after the Kawhi series against the Sixers and that Game 7 shot, like it's not really comparable to the Game 1 because like the Knicks blew that game. More so the Game 5 for the Sixers against the Hawks at home where they blew like a 25-point lead in the fourth quarter and the Hawks were bad. That one, there's like 4 Sixers games for me like that Game 1. But you know, when Kawhi went on to win the championship after that, I didn't think of that, dude. I was just in like so much pain and hurt, and I wanted to get rid of the season there. Basketball hurts, dude. Basketball hurts. Like there's just something about like the way that these games can be lost and all the narratives that instantly brew like right when the series is over. Same thing could be said for football, but like, what do you think hurts more for a playoff loss? And keep in mind, like basketball is 7 games. There's more games. Baseball or basketball? Yankees lose, Knicks lose. You've experienced both recently. Which hurt more?
Interesting question. Yankees hurt because I haven't seen a World Series since 2009 or World Series championship since 2009. And they were there and they had game 1. I mean, it's kind of the same story. They had game 1
really.
and then they lost game 1 in LA and then it just went downhill. And I mean, the Dodgers had everything. It was over. The Yankees didn't really put up a fight in that series. So I think what hurt about the Knicks series was that I still believe now that they were the better team. Did they play better for 6 games?
Yeah.
Probably not. But I mean, I just can't stop. Right now, all I can think about is game 1. And the fact that if we win game 1, the narrative of the story of the series completely changes.
Oh, yeah.
But specifically numbers-wise, obviously not everything stays the same. But if the Knicks win game 1, then the game 6 loss means we go to game 7 in the Garden.
Oh, yeah.
It changes everything.
You should have won game 2, too. You know, like, so it's...
Ultimately, I still think, to answer your question, the Yankees hurt more because the Yankees was in the World Series and game 1 lost them the World Series versus the Knicks, who were in the Eastern Conference Finals, which also isn't something I've ever seen in my life. So I was like, not just like, oh, I'm just happy to be here. I don't care what happens. Like I wanted to win, but like also like pretty fucking happy to be there. And it's still a successful season. And by the way, either the Knicks or the Pacers were going to get mopped by the Thunder. Now, if the Pacers can somehow win, that's why I say if the Pacers can somehow win more than 1 game,
I don't know.
That'll make me even more upset.
I got 2 things there to answer the baseball and basketball thing. Baseball, when your team loses, like it's like a slow and painful death. Like it feels like you're bleeding out because it's like every pitch matters and it's like a slow running clock to where it's like you run out of chances. And like if your pitchers suck, it hurts to just see your team get throttled. It sucks when your bats go cold. Basketball, it's like you're always kind of there. Like anything can fucking happen. It's like a UFC fight, right? You're always in it, and then it's just excruciating at the end, kind of the way it turns and game eventually, really. But Pacers are fucking good, man. I know they like. I get what you're saying, the better team and stuff, but I really enjoyed watching that series. That was awesome basketball. Just the way those teams were completely different. The Pacers had so many points, even when the Knicks made a basket, of just yucking it and hoping they get the layup. And the Knicks couldn't stop it. They lost the last game of the series because of it. They never learned. I don't even know if it was learned. Like, how do you stop that?
I don't think you can. I think the crazy thing about the Pacers is it doesn't matter who got injured or who got tired or who got in foul trouble. They just had 50 other clones on the bench that were the same exact build and played the same exact way and did the same exact thing. I mean, fucking Thomas Bryant hit 2 threes and a big 2 in game 6, and he didn't touch the court till game 5 because the other big man that never played got injured in game 4, and that guy dominated in games 1
and this is why I love the NBA, because they're now redefining a new era, or at least stopping another one from happening. Because 5 years ago and 10 years ago, when the big 3 came out, it was about who's your 2 superstars, who's your 3 superstars. Those guys are going to play a lot, and they're going to figure it out, and they're going to make shots, and it's going to be an offensive game. And then the Pacers just said, you know what? We're just going to get dudes that are going to run and can play defense and are fast. And we got one really good point guard that like kind of just does everything. He plays great defense. He steals the ball. He sets everyone else up, and he makes big shots. Like, I don't know what else more you could ask from Tyrese. And then Pascal, he's always been that. He was like a mini Kawhi. And they were completely opposite of the Knicks. And I don't know how it relates to this OKC team that is kind of like the greatest team, but also has a lot of depth. But the Pacers are going to try, dude. Like, they're going to try really fucking hard. And I think that's the point. Like, they might just be the team that's trying harder and like has just 100% energy the whole time. And no other team has that this year. So I took them plus 2.5 in this series. I think they win 2 games. I'm looking forward to rooting for them. So you're rooting for OKC?
Yeah, I'm going to root for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to shoot 57 free throws a game. That's what I'm rooting for.
You kind of have to. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's a Pacers-Knicks rivalry. I mean, there's always kind of been one historically, and then there was a 20-year break, and now it's like, you can't really call it a rivalry right now, though, can you?
You can still call it a rivalry.
Yeah, you can. You can. That's fun. You know, I like rivalries, but any other big NBA things? I mean, the West Conference Finals sucked. It kind of seemed like the Wolves gave up a bit.
Yeah, I think the reality is if the Thunder do what everyone thinks they will do and take care of the Pacers, the best series in the West was the Nuggets Thunder series.
100%. Some people are saying that's the finals. Yeah, I mean, it's
fair.
And that's 2 game 7s in a row that Denver has lost in the playoffs, to which like it's like they could have won 2 more championships if they just won those game 7s.
And it's crazy how good, like, you talk about like the change from having superstars, like the Murray Jokic pick and roll in the playoffs is unbelievable. Like, just the Jamal Murray Jokic pick and roll that nobody has figured out how to stop, because their team last year and this year have not been as good as the years of the past, when I think they went to 3 straight finals and won 2 or something. Like, their team has not been as good. Like, Christian Brown started on this year, like, role player,
dude,
but like
he's gonna get a big contract. He might get $30 million.
That's just the NBA though,
right?
But like, it's just insane how good the 2 of them are in the playoffs that they took the Thunder to 7, and they'll probably be the only team to take the Thunder to 7 in the playoffs.
We'll see. But I mean, I don't know. This Pacers team is just different. What's a better 2-man pick and roll in the year 2025? Jokic and Murray, or the 2 7-footers on Michigan, one of which will get drafted. We can mention that the Sixers have the 3rd overall pick, and Cooper Flagg's going to the Mavericks. Wow.
Yeah, the Sixers are going to draft someone from Rutgers.
They're probably going to take Ace Bailey, and he's going to be a bust.
100%.
Like,
I don't
I'm
understand what the draft analysts see in that guy. And
Uh,
like, I'm a New Jersey guy to the
no,
core, but so I watched a lot of Rutgers games. But
I'm pretty sure we have like noted evidence on the podcast of us saying like whoever drafts the Rutgers guys are going to be busts because like it's just hard because we
I
were
like
huge
Dylan
college.
Harper.
Were you like that this year too? You were like, I've always liked Harper. I don't like Ace Bailey.
Yeah, he takes the worst shots, and like he's basically just like
Kevin
Tatum, but he
Durant.
can't shoot kind of thing. Yeah,
I think
KD,
he's
good
made
one
big
too.
shots. I don't
No,
know.
they sucked. They didn't even make the tournament, and they had the two best players in the country theoretically.
Well, he's clearly underdeveloped, but yeah. See, I'm already talking myself into him. Like he seems like an athletic freak. I mean, during the lottery, I was because once the Hornets went, I was like, holy shit, the Sixers have the best odds out of the next three teams because they had better odds than the Spurs and the Mavs. That would have been the best day of my life if they had gotten Cooper Flag. One of them. Like, that would have been my year. I'm like, dude, what? The Sixers get Cooper Flag in the offseason for them? Like,
There is just one problem with Cooper Flag, though.
we're in agreement.
As a player, he'll be an all-star for years, and he'll put up insane numbers, but as a number one on an NBA team, I'll make this claim now, and we can look back in 20 years when his career is over. He will not win a championship as the number one player on a team because he is a loser.
He's a loser.
He just doesn't win.
He doesn't
Some
win.
people are winners.
Yep.
Some people are losers.
Yep. Did he win the high school championship?
Yeah, probably, but like...
All right. Who cares? He's a loser. Yeah, dude, I mean, we have it's a very short career, but so far in his career, he has only missed the clutch opportunities when it matters most. So that shot
a few
against
times
Houston.
he turned the ball over before he even got to shoot the clutch shot.
Yeah, and like if you're one of those guys that's a generational talent and takes over ball games, you do not lose that Houston game. You do not lose that Houston game. That was bad loss.
I looked back at it a few weeks ago because I was debating this with my friend, and he was like, how can you call him a loser? And I was like, watch this play. Because they drew up that play for Cooper Flag, and it worked exactly how they drew it up.
Yep.
And
he didn't make
all
it.
he had to do was make a wide open 15-foot mid-range shot.
It was a fadeaway. We'll give him a little slack there, I guess, but you gotta make it. Was the NBA draft rigged? Was there a side deal?
Yeah.
Sat down at a table in a dark room. Hey, if you trade Luka to the Lakers, our beloved Lakers, give them their star player for the next 10, 15 years, we'll give you Cooper Flag. You can just start over. And by the way, here's
100%.
Anthony Davis with it. 100%. There's like no,
Yes.
it has to be, right? Like, how, I mean, it's like, it makes me question the Nico Harrison decision even more now. It's like, how could you possibly think about doing that unless it was for something like this? Not a good look, NBA. I mean, it's just, and yeah, I agree with the Cooper Flag take. He's not going to win anything. Also, from a standpoint of like, the West is loaded. Anthony Edwards has now gone to 2 conference finals. Same with Luka plus a finals. And they haven't won a ring. And like you would say with both those guys, oh, they're going to win a ring. Okay, well, even if those guys do, it means guys like Jokic isn't going to get another. Same with like Kawhi. Same with KD, who's still in the West. Same with Curry. Same with LeBron. Same with fucking Ja. Same with Zion, right? Same with like they're just getting loaded there. So and you're going to at least 4 of those guys like just isn't going to get a ring. And that's just how it is. Championships are hard, Mike. That's what we had written down. Winning a championship is very hard.
Winning a championship is hard. And when you win, you need to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds obvious. But people don't celebrate championships enough. Florida Gators won the national championship in April. It's already June. We've almost gone 2 months since they've won the national championship. That means we're already a sixth of the way through their national championship run. There's 365 days. We're their national champions.
No, I did the math. Yeah.
We need to relish all of those days. And sports fans when they're champions, should be relishing all those days, and I don't think enough of them do. And shame on you if you're a winner and you don't appreciate it. Because me as a loser, I was a loser for so long, and God damn, it feels good to be a winner, and I don't plan on ever being a loser again.
It's a great gift winning a championship. The Knicks did lose. It's like you get a gift, Christmas, you open it, it's like, oh, it's a gift. And it is what it is, right? The winning a championship is a gift, right? But when I get a gift for the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, it is not the same size or value gift as Joe Sulks getting a gift for the Eagles winning a Super Bowl. And why is that, Mike? Well, there's work involved with getting the bigger gift, and it's our passion and our losses and the bad moments we've experienced with liking our teams, to which when we win a championship, our gifts are bigger, right? And we get that. We get to relish in that gift as much as we want, and it's to each his own. Because, like, yeah, sure, you can fake it, but there's a true meaning inside that actually, like, does something to you. That is the gift. I had a night last week where I was, just chill Wednesday night or whatever. And I probably watched 2 hours of Eagles Super Bowl and playoff highlights. And I just took that, and I was happy. I wasn't upset during it. I was rewarding myself because I had the opportunity to. People need to do that more. It doesn't mean you have to go to a bar and be an asshole and talk about it. It can. You absolutely should. But take the time to use this as therapy in a way, because like you said, Michael, we were doing the math earlier. Like, what is it? Only 11, 12 teams have won the Super Bowl in the past 28 years. And 4 more years from now, assuming that a new team that hadn't won it in that realm wins it, like, that's half the league in 32 years, right? It's hard. Only so many people get to do it. So take it seriously. Use it as therapy.
And that just had to come out. People needed to know, and I hope they appreciate that. The 3 people that listen to us, who are also probably all University of Florida national championship winners, and this will be a way for them to be reminded that they're winners.
Yeah, take it, guys. What else you got, Mike? Things that are
we
back.
talked about Gator basketball.
Yeah,
Gator basketball is reloaded.
Boogie. We already danced too, so I think we said all we need to say. We got this guy named Boogie Fland, and we're gonna dance a lot when he hoops, which he's gonna hoop.
And we've also got Xavier Lee, and we've got AJ Brown.
Yep.
And
we also have a rematch of the NHL playoffs last year.
We do.
I think this is the most excited I've ever been for an NHL playoffs. I just love the stories going into this. I think this is. I made the comparison the other day that this is a shortened version, maybe it'll extend, of the Warriors and Cavs era, because it's the best player versus the best team. The Florida Panthers have proven that they are a wagon and just play great hockey together and run people over and seemingly just play perfect when it matters most. And the Oilers have the best hockey player I've ever watched in Connor McDavid, and Draisaitl is pretty fucking amazing as well. And honestly, their team has been playing great. Even Skinner and Net's been awesome. So, last year, Game 7 obviously could have gone either way. I'm laying my money with the Edmonton Oilers, because if both these teams are even, which I assume they are, and it seems like Vegas does as well, I like the team that lost last and has a little bit more juice because of it. And, we know you've seen the videos of Connor McDavid in the locker room, dig fucking in, and crying after. Like, he's going to lead that team. He's going to do whatever it takes. So I'm laying with the
I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you hit on Joe Sulks, but there's a lot of fans in Florida that we know, and there's more that we don't know. They're fans of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And there's also some of them that are fans of the Florida Panthers.
Sure. Who
don't watch hockey. Don't care about hockey. Don't even know who's on the team. Their season starts when the playoffs begin, and that's not right. You can't just hop in on your team when the playoffs start. And you know what the Tampa Bay Lightning got this year? A season that lasted 10 days. because they all didn't make it out of the first round. So shame on you, loser Lightning fans.
God, they're
Your
so
season
losers.
was 10 days long. And
Tampa
shame on you,
fans.
Florida Panther fans, because I will not allow you to get back-to-back rings and not even know 5 players on the team.
Tampa fans are more losers. I think Florida fans are just worse. I hate Miami fans. They're the worst.
Yeah.
Wait, I guess that's like Fort Lauderdale. Like who fucking knows? You want to make any call outs? I made one. You're more than welcome to. It's free space. You don't have to.
Pookie. Fuck you, Pookie.
Anything sports. I'm like, dude, no.
Like, that's the kind of guy, like, he doesn't get to win back-to-back fucking Stanley Cups.
No, he gets to, you got your like boats and you have plenty of fun elsewhere. You don't get to relish in championships. Florida will give you, obviously, but no. Does he claim a football team?
Don't watch any of the regular. No, he doesn't.
I mean, I guess it's close to Boca, so I guess it would be the one that he does get. Okay,
he's not a hockey fan.
I can't wait. I love the NHL playoffs too. I think the NHL has dogged the NBA this season. I really do. I think we have obviously a lot more to talk about when it comes to the NBA, but with how the All-Star weekend went down, with them having World of Nations and the NBA, I don't even know what happened. Like, that was unbelievable. And then it's led into like, all right, you're about to get an OKC Pacers finals. Backseat, on paper, that's awful. That might be one of the worst ratings matchups you could do. I'll have fun watching it. I'll root for obviously, but like, you get what I'm saying.
Agreed.
Meanwhile, in the NHL, this is the best possible matchup they could have as far as people talking about it in ratings. Like, I can't think of a better one, right? I guess maybe the Leafs if they were there, but
yeah,
Leafs Oilers maybe, but no, like this rematch, like these two teams hate each other, both expect to win. They're clearly the two best teams in the NHL. And like playoff hockey's the best. They're both like injured and beat up too, so they're going to be flying around and trying to kill each other, and like, they're literally going to the death. I can't wait.
It's gonna rock.
It's gonna rock. Anything else on hockey, Mike?
Nothing else on hockey. I already hit on being very happy that Ovechkin lost. The Leafs are just a disaster.
Yeah, Leafs is the other storyline in the NHL. It's like,
I've enjoyed watching hockey. I will say I still give the NBA an upper hand on the playoffs, and maybe it's just because the networks shove it down your face a little more. But NBA made a major comeback with the playoffs. The playoffs have been phenomenal. I think people have problems with the game, like the fact that Shea and Jalen Brunson, although he stopped doing it after the first round, and Shea just foul bait all the time.
Yeah. Hey, Adam Silver's got to go.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
like, there's really, like, the play-in makes no sense. Like, the games get so much better in the second round, and there's, like, a couple in the first round. But, like, nobody asked for that. And it's just made tanking even worse. Because, like, seeding doesn't matter. Like, the Pacers are the 4 seed. So, and, yeah, the NBA, just, I feel like, is making bad decisions.
Yeah. And on the flip side, I think we might have differing takes, but I'm going to lead into this because I learned something new recently. I think baseball's pretty fun.
No, baseball's great.
And I learned recently they have an anti-tanking thing.
Yeah.
If you are the worst, like if you're bottom 10.
I don't know the rule, but
it depends on the pick. It varies. But basically, the Rockies, since they were bottom 5 in the league the last 3 years, then this year they're going to be the worst team in the league, maybe the second worst if they somehow win 10 games. Right. They're going to be the worst team ever. And the best pick that they can get is number 11 in the draft.
Unbelievable. I
mean, that's 11. Awesome.
That's awesome. Like, I loved when I heard that. Obviously, like, that sucks for the Rockies, but, like, yeah. I don't think it makes that much sense in baseball, though, because, like, it's kind of – the salary cap is what it is. Like, the bigger teams are going to pay no matter what. It's not like the draft has as much to do with winning as, like, other sports like the NBA and the NFL would in having a rule like that. Like, the NBA especially. Like, if they had an anti-tanking rule, that's great.
Yeah, but the baseball – like trade deadline is basically like everyone decides, hey, am I a buyer or a seller this year? And
Yeah.
it's very easy for the bad teams to just always have one or two good players and then sell them at the trade deadline. And you have guys like that one guy on the Rockies that's actually pretty fucking good, that's been like talked about getting traded for 2 or 3 years now, that like is still on the team.
McMahon?
Reynolds or whatever. McMahon.
Ryan McMahon, yeah.
Right. If there was no tanking thing, he would have been sent off 2 years ago. But they have to like somewhat try and keep some kind of a core,
right. You
to
have to
hopefully
be good
get better.
to get the that's great. Or else you're just in the dumps the whole time. That is a good point.
Yeah.
Wow. I have no I couldn't even think of like that type of hole that franchise is in.
Oh, terrible.
It makes games a little bit more entertaining though, because like, dude, if you go to a win, you're partying in the city all night. Like you just saw a very rare occurrence. They beat the Yankees. They beat the Yankees on like a Friday night, and like the stadium was sold out. And yeah, sure, it was a lot of Yankees fans, but like a Friday night Rockies game still does a lot of damage. It's just a fun thing to do in the city. And it was full, and they won. Like it looked electric. I'm pretty sure there were fireworks after. Go, but I'm so, dude. You know what I should do for a side job right now? I should go work for Rockies season ticket sales. Be like, hey, I'm working 2 hours. Like, you need me. Like, there's no negotiating. Like, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do this because like you need it. Here's what you're going to pay me, and we're good. And they're going to say yes because they have to.
Do you think they have employed ticket sales reps, or they're just like, no point? Like, why would we?
Dude, they definitely do. Every team does. There's definitely at least
they do.
3 people sitting in that fucking room.
Oh, I'd slam the over on 3. Way more than 3.
Why do you need more than 3?
Like, oh, I mean, I know just from work that the Wizards and Cavs each have a very large ticket sale rep.
Sure. But it's usually a collective, like you're doing it for multiple teams. But yeah, I mean, just that team.
There are 20 guys that work for the fucking Rockies. And like, I don't know if they just get fired every year because they're not selling ticket sales. But if not, then like they have the best job ever because their margin for sales is so much lower than every other team. Like you make a sale and they probably like celebrate you like in another company when you make your 100th sale.
Yeah. Since the start of the MLB season, the Nuggets have more wins than the Rockies. And I'm pretty sure like since September, the Broncos have more wins than the Rockies.
I saw since May 1st, I think since May 1st or something, Scottie Scheffler has the same amount of wins.
Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, Scottie's been on a tear, man. He just won the Memorial. He obviously won the PGA a couple weeks ago. In both tournaments, I watched this highlight reel 4 times. What he did on Saturday of the PGA, where he went 5 under in his last 5 holes, was one of the most incredible things I've ever watched. It was because he was down like 2 strokes, and then he just went nuclear. Like it was the most beautiful golf I've ever watched. Every shot was perfect. And he just took the tournament in those 5 holes. Like Sunday didn't matter. He was going to win. It became close at one point with Rahm, but like he was going to win. Same thing with Memorial. It became close with Ben Griffin at one point. You and I dumped our bank accounts on him to win at like minus 250 because it was just going to happen. Like that's the type of guy he is right now. I sprinkled on him to win the US Open already. I can't imagine betting on any other golfer. That's who he is right now. That being said, the cool thing about Scottie Scheffler's like transcendence in like his era of golf is that it just boosts Tiger's even more. Because like every stat you look at, it's like, oh my God, that's fucking insane. But look what Tiger did. And it's like triple that. I forget the one I saw today. I think it was that like Scottie has now defended like 3 championships. And, you know, like he's won it back-to-back years, essentially. Mm-hmm, Tiger's done that 28 times. Something like that. It was in the 20s.
I like the one with the number 1 ranking. The number 1 ranking one is the best. That I think Scottie has to do it for the next 20 years straight. To tie the amount of weeks as Tiger was number 1.
It's insane, dude. It's insane. It's unbelievable. I caught myself watching a 45-minute documentary about Tiger's 2000 season. You got to ground yourself in history sometimes, dude. You have to compare these type of feats too, because you can get really caught up in recency bias. I saw one the other
100%.
day. It was like, the only recent online argument interaction I can remember in like a comment section is to some idiot that said Baker Mayfield is a better college QB all time than Tim Tebow. I had to take off the gloves there. I was like, dude, come on. No. Like, that is just purely recency bias. That was a random. You watch any documentaries recently to keep yourself grounded? Any highlight reels?
No, not enough, honestly.
Yeah, dude, do it after this. Go. I'll give you one. Just go watch some John Wall highlights.
Nice.
Yeah. Just ground yourself a bit. Yeah.
I want like a video that starts with like him doing that shuffle at Kentucky.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, dude, I actually had that written down. The TikTok edits just keep firing. It's an incredible era right now. The Yao Ming ones are hilarious. I was going to talk about Cat a bit too, because like obviously he's gone viral for just like the way Cat is. And you started talking about how he sucks, or he sucked in Game 6. He was also awesome at moments. Dude, that's what you're getting, bro. Embiid, I think it's different because he just gets injured in the randomest moments, and that's what triggers his up and downness. Like, Cat just does that. That's been his whole career. He's a tough guy to root for, dude. Like, are you confident he gives you like 16 awesome playoff games? Nah, I'm just not.
No, he gives you 8 great ones and 8 where he's just on the court. We're gonna get Giannis,
TikTok edits,
so it's fine.
Yeah, I've seen it, dude. I've seen it flown around.
My favorite TikTok edits recently are the ones where it's like a clip from like a movie or a TV show, and then a few seconds later it just transitions to like LeBron dunking a basketball or something.
That's literally, it's rated the internet. I don't know how. It's got to be all just like 15-year-old kids, but like there are so many people employed by nobody to make TikTok edits. Like, there's just so many.
They're so good. Have you been introduced to the Italian brain rot yet?
No.
Oh my God, I'm going to send you like 20 after this just to spam your feed, and then you'll be
Okay.
fucked. But it is incredible. It's just like AI bullshit. And it's just made up AI characters, and then it's just made up AI reels about what the AI characters are doing. And like, it's like all of them are a combination. The fact that I'm talking about this right now is unreal because I was such a hater in the beginning. It's a combination of 2 things. So my buddy Tralalero Tralala, he is a shark that also walks and wears sneakers and surfs. There's a Bombardillo Crocodillo. He's a crocodile that's also a ginormous airplane that drops bombs on people. Then there's Chimpanzini Bananini. He's a chimpanzee inside of a banana.
What is going on here?
There's Tung 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 Sahor.
All right, we can put visuals to this. I'm never going to be able to comprehend what you're saying right now.
No. My favorite guy is Mateo.
Is this like a Real House Bros of Simi Valley type thing?
Dude, like the reels are crazy though. There's this girl, Ballerina Cappuccina, and like she's dating Tung 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 Sahor, but then she's cheating on him with Tralalero Tralala.
Dude, I'm begging you as a friend, please do not send me this. I do not need to be involved with this.
So this is what happened to me. Thomas and Tanner start shutting. They won't shut up.
It was a Tanner invention. Oh, that's bad.
And then for like a week straight, they spammed me with it, and I was like, "You win. This shit's awesome. You're gonna be hooked in 4 days,
dude. No way. I don't want to be. Are we early? Are you guys early to the new trend?
No, it's everywhere. It's like a big problem in like elementary schools because the kids are like, they won't stop watching it. Yeah, it's gonna get banned like silly bands or something.
Oh my God.
It's like silly bands and Beyblades except for kids with iPads.
Dude, funny you bring that up. I feel like we're a really important generation, dude. Like, dead ass. When we were born, because we got the kind of the transition of eras where it was like, you brought out the projector screen and like you played with fucking toys and Lincoln Logs and shit. And now it's just completely digitalized, and every kid has a different hobby than what we had growing up. Every young adult has a different hobby. You know, we've experienced it all, man. I like think about it when we're 80 years old. Like, we're going to be able to talk. The things we're going to be able to talk about are going to be so much cooler than what the things like people 8 years younger than us get to talk about. Like so much cooler.
So much cooler.
We can even fake it too and be like, oh yeah, dude, we used flip phones all the time. Oh yeah, dude, I remember when we didn't have cell phones. We can just be like, oh dude, I remember when there wasn't electricity.
Remember when you could smoke cigarettes on airplanes?
I still do.
I miss those days.
Dude, I do it. I still do it. I have a pass. They were like, this guy gets to keep doing it. I'm like, let's go.
It's like the hockey players that like didn't have to, like, I don't know if there's any of them left that like didn't have to wear the face guard because like dude, they played before the face guard was implemented. Like,
no, dude,
you were
they played
smoking
without
cigarettes
helmets.
on air. Yeah, you were smoking cigarettes on airplanes before they got taken away. So now you still get to do it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Bobby Orr, he's regarded as like a top 3 hockey player of all time. And every photo I can find, he doesn't wear a helmet. It's like, how isn't it a different sport? Like, how do you even compare that? Like, one, you get to like ram into dudes. The other, you're dead. Like,
so awesome.
Take a slap shot to the fucking ear. It's just gone. Wow. Hockey's crazy, dude. We these NBA players complain about playing 82 games a year. These hockey players are fucking. It's literally like a religion. Like those human beings are so different than everyone else.
They're the toughest of all the sports players.
Oh my god, they're warriors, dude. They're fucking warriors. They're awesome. Can't wait for the playoffs. You showed the stash update. Here's, I don't know, dude. Should I cut it?
Ooh, nice.
I don't know. I think I've had it a while now. Honestly,
you have.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, it's not really a mullet. You know, like it's not.
I feel like it's stalled out a little bit. Like it should be longer.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like just having like length back here, and it's just kind of thicker, and then I obviously just get to look professional-ish in the front, I guess. I don't know. How's work?
Work's good. It's officially summertime.
Nice.
I leave on Thursday for the U.S. Open. Going to spend 2 weeks there and work the U.S. Open again.
Oh my, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty sick. Did you see Max Homa today? Well, I'll be working.
Did he qualify?
Funny you ask, because he needed a birdie on 18 to qualify, and then he 3-putted for par.
Oh no, Max. Oh no. That's really bad. Dude, he doesn't have that gene. He just doesn't.
The video was nice and wholesome because he still signed everybody's autograph afterwards, but I took away from it, like, kind of like similar to Cooper Flagg, like great guy, but like loser.
Everyone likes him. Like, he's a really good dude. Dude, the same thing with Tony Finau. I met the guy and everyone loves him. He's a family guy. These are great people to root for. I kind of think assholes might be better athletes, dude. Just think we've seen that in history. Like, just be a little, like, we don't have to like you, dude. Just go win a championship, you know?
Who's like the best guy to win a championship? Like
Nick Foles?
Good guy. I'm thinking like, who's like a religious guy, like that doesn't drink, or like like
Tebow,
married his wife when he was 8. Tebow, good one.
I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks, like, you know, like Drew Brees, I guess, is that guy. Phillip Rivers never won it though, and he had like 8 kids, dude. That's a lot of love. It's a lot.
Yeah,
of love.
His first kid, by the way, funny you bring him up, is getting recruited by Texas to play quarterback.
Wow. So they're just a family.
Yeah.
They're just a
Twitter, who's undefeated, said
undefeated
that we're going to be watching Phillip Rivers' kids get recruited for the next 10 years.
This
like,
is
this
cool,
is just
though.
the
Like,
first. Here we go.
I mean, we're on a pretty good pace to like just have a lot of sons of former QBs in the NFL. Really interested to see what happens to Tom Brady's kids, because they like were kind of pussies growing up. Like, you kissed your dad a lot, and like we're gonna play the videos when you're playing for fucking Stanford and you throw your first interception. Like, that's the first thing we're gonna talk about. So
yeah,
you gotta scrooge your kids by kissing them too much, Tom Brady. That was good.
Oh,
that was good.
Tom Brady. How about Bill Belichick?
Yeah. All right. We can talk about that. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. Like, it's really hard for us to comprehend because we grew up with the greatest coach of all time who was really just set in his ways. Like, he was never going to change. He was who he was. He was a stern motherfucker that won football games, and it worked, and you just had to trust him, and you never had to change. and now he is gone. Like he's gone. He's controlled now by a pretty attractive younger woman, and I can't be mad at him. You know, like me too, man. Me too.
I'm not mad at him. I think that
I don't
this
know.
all started either like when she like blackmailed him or when he realized no NFL team wanted him. I think
But
he
like,
thought that he was going to be able to get another job very easily, and then
yeah,
like when the Cowboys weren't giving him a job and no one else was even giving him an interview for 2 straight seasons, he was like, damn, like I'm too old, no one wants me. Like the Raiders just picked up Pete Carroll and no one else wants me. Like,
well, he could have gone. He wouldn't have gone to Vegas, but he kind of closed the door pretty quick with UNC. I still think he would have gotten a job. There's no way now unless he, I guess, breaks up. But like, I don't know. Think of it this way: it's like, he's coached football for 50 plus years, and he probably hadn't gotten great box in a lot of those years, and now he's gonna go out with good box, and like your priorities
will he
probably
be a
changed a
great
bit, dude.
football coach though?
No. I honestly
So
forgot he was a football coach.
Unfortunate for UNC fans that they think they're getting a legend to come in and revitalize their program.
No, he's
not going to do that.
No, he's not Bill Belichick anymore. Like I forgot he was the coach at UNC. He's just Jordan Romano's girlfriend or boyfriend.
And husband, that's my point. Is like
getting married.
I think they are engaged, right?
Do you have respect for her? Is this weird? This is weird. It's pretty weird. Like, what is she doing? What's her goal? She's just going to take the money?
I think it's the money. I think she's after the money and the fame.
And he doesn't care.
I mean,
it's good box.
It's got to be really good.
Well, yeah, she's like 50 years younger than the guy.
Yeah, and it's not like he's got a bunch of 23-year-olds lined up for him because look at the guy.
I mean, I'm sure it was here and there. There's no way it was like an every night type thing. Maybe.
He's not getting that box every night.
No, she makes him work for it. This is why this shit is happening. She's like, you have to go on CBS, and then you get 30 minutes. And then he's like, yes, ma'am. And like, I can't be mad at him, dude. I would do the same thing. Not for her.
If that's how it works, sure. But like, I wouldn't be surprised if it like comes out that they've never slept together.
Yeah, dude. He has like some disorder that like just takes it out of the question, and she's just there, and he just likes the craziness. Maybe he's being held hostage, dude. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he mesmerized or like did they have some guy put a spell on him, or like did she have a guy put a spell on him? Does she have some crazy blackmail against him? Like there's got to be like, how did that start? Did he hit her with a pickup line?
Did he DM her?
Was he at a bar in UNC? And he hit her with a, hey, what's your name? Like, or, oh, you want a drink? Like,
how did they meet? I want to know how they met. Tinder? Is there like a Tinder for old guys? Where they get to find young women, and I'm sure there's a price
Maybe
involved.
She has a history with this. Maybe she's just, is there a possibility she's truly into super, super, super older men? Like she's smoking hot. Is there a possibility she's legitimately attracted to him purely from a physical affection point?
I mean, like, I think 50s and maybe even like early 60s, like you can look good as a man, like, and that probably is pretty attractive to women. He's pretty old, dude. He's just a football coach. Like, football coaches are notoriously like unhealthy human beings, and he's like 78.
He doesn't have style. He doesn't have a six-pack.
No. He's just like grumpy a lot. He's pretty funny. Like, I like Bill Belichick now. Ever since he started doing some media, I'm like, this guy's good. Same thing with Nick Saban, but I don't know, man. Weird. Like, I my biggest question is like, is he pissed off by any of this? Like, is he in bed or when he's not with her and he's like, God damn it, I fucked this all up. Like, I'm not going to coach again. I'm looked at a different way now. Or is he like, I don't care? He's like zero fucks. Like, I could care less.
Yeah. I think at this point he knows that like this UNC thing is going to last a few years, and then like whether it works or not, he's not doing it forever. And then when people look back on his legacy in 10 or 20 years, they're not even going to remember that he was a coach at UNC. Like
No,
I think
will
we're
they
thinking
remember
about
his
this now,
girlfriend
but
though?
I don't know if that makes it into the legacy. Like
If it gets worse, it might, dude. That's kind of sad. I don't want that.
no, I don't think it's
Well,
happened yet though. I
no,
think if it
but
all
it,
ended
it
right
could
now, his legacy would not be tarnished at
for
all.
sure. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, dude, that's all I have. That's all I have. It
That
was good to
is
see
all
you.
I have as well. This was fun. Let's try and
Yeah,
do it
this is
more
good.
often.
Well, football season, we're on a weekly cadence no matter what. That's just a
Yeah. Maybe
gambling.
post US Open. Is that a good goal?
Always. I love golf. And that'll be post NHL finals and NBA finals too. That's why I made
Exactly.
here's my parlay for the people, folks. Take Connor McDavid to win the Conn Smythe, because obviously if the Oilers win it, which I think they will, he'll win that trophy. And even proven last year, if they don't win it, he still might. That's plus 100. Take the Indiana Pacers just plus 2.5. We can't ask them to win the series. I think we can ask them to win 2 games with that crazy energy, and Indiana will be popping. Maybe they make it back to Game 6 in Indiana. And then Scottie Scheffler to win the U.S. Open. They're all going to end around the same time. That's like 3 championships technically. It's 13-1. I dumped. I did.
Nice.
You want to take it?
I won't take the Pacers part, but I'll take the Thunder. I'll take actually the opposite of that on the Thunder
Dude,
Pacers part.
You're operating off emotion, dude. You just don't want to see the Pacers win, and that's why you're betting it. That shouldn't be how it works.
I think maybe I'm a sheep, but me and the majority of the country believes this is going to be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep.
I think it'll be a little bit frisky, just a little bit. I think the thing that scares me most is like it could be frisky and they could still lose 4 or 5 games just because like it's comes out to OKC in the end. But hey, they've proven that they are clutch too. So
they're gonna try, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're gonna try. Oh yeah, dude, I wanted to do like NFL futures too. You have any other NFL stuff? Oh, dude, the Tush Push is staying around.
Let's end on that. The Tush Push lives on.
Dude, it was honestly like a very captivating week of NFL because of like they somehow added like another week of entertainment. There was no other reason we would have cared about the NFL that week. But it caught the headlines. It came down to a vote.
It was close.
It was really close. I was shocked that I guess it makes sense. Like if you're going to change the history of the game, it better be like an overwhelming vote. You need 3/4, and they got really close. They would have had 2/3. It was 22-10. So 10 teams with the Eagles, 22 of which you would expect. Shout out those 10 teams. A lot of Mike Vrabel and the Lions, who the Lions were the only team that the Eagles play next season that said that they're cool with it staying. Mike Vrabel and Dan Campbell, football guys. It's a football play, guys. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? I thought Jim Harbaugh was a football guy. He voted against it. Pete Carroll, I think he voted for it actually. So there was guys in there. Dolphins was a weird one. And then your typical suspects but good. Shout out the Eagles social media. What a fucking all-star performance that day. Immediately post a picture of them doing the tush push against the Packers in a game they won. Awesome. Great. And they were just clowning everyone. Did you hear about how it went down?
No.
Dude, I don't know if you were traveling for this. It was pretty insane. So apparently it's like a big day, right? It's like Congress, like you're passing a bill. Right. So your normal proponents, I think the Green Bay Packers, obviously the ones that proposed it. Very ironic it was them, given they don't have an owner and it was an owner's vote. And Roger Goodell was obviously the one that was like, hey, push this rule. That is like a proven fact. Roger Goodell's even said it. Like he wants the rule out of the game. So fuck you, Roger Goodell. You're a pussy. Anyways, the Eagles brought in manpower, dude. They brought in Jason Kelsey, and Jeffrey Lurie gave a very passionate speech that hit the headlines because, well, you know how old guys are, right? Their analogies are a little bit different than ours. They, at one point in life, made a lot of sense. Now they kind of look weird. He said, win or lose this vote, it's a little boy's wet dream to have a rule made because you were so good. Which is pretty much saying, like, this is awesome. Like, you guys are literally making a rule because we are this good at it. Like, win or lose. Thank you. But yeah, that caught a lot of headlines. The 49ers, like, owner was, like, telling him to, like, speed it up. Fuck that guy. You're a pussy as well. And then Jason Kelsey was like, hey, this is actually, like, one of the safest plays in football. He, like, did a fucking presentation and shit. So it was, like, this full-blown effort, dude. And I can imagine, like, the type of background conversations that happen in closed rooms where it's like, hey, scratch your back, I'll scratch mine. Because all it took was 2 votes.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's pretty cool to think about, honestly. I just like that leagues get to operate like that.
To be in that room would be pretty cool.
Are they going to propose it again next year? Like, is this just... does it become weird at some point?
Are they allowed
like,
to?
I think they're allowed to. But it's also like, if it didn't happen this year, like, what more is going to change besides a bad injury? I think the rule that they were proposing was just, like, no pushing or pulling. Which means, like, those big tile scrums you see when, like, the running back gets 3 yards and the offensive line pushes him another 4 for the first down, those, like, awesome plays, great football plays, those would be gone.
Those would also not be allowed. Yeah, I mean, I was, as a big Eagle hater, I was ultimately in favor of the play because, like, it's a football play. Like, who are we to, like... Yeah, just because you can't stop it doesn't mean you should get rid of it. And that's very interesting. Like the technical rule would be no pushing or pulling. And it's like we get farther and farther away from actual football every year, mostly because they're trying to protect injury. But still, like, we don't know what a tackle is anymore. We don't know what a hit is anymore. We don't know how to sack the quarterback anymore because we can't fall on him. Like, that's not football. Being able to push someone is like a basic thing in football because it's a contact sport. And you obviously can't punch the guy in the face, but, like, you can push him from behind.
Yeah, and you can definitely line up just 7 big dudes facing at each other and just mash each other. And if you want to get rid of that...
What is blocking? Is it not pushing another guy? So you can push another guy, but you can't push your teammate?
Their reasoning behind it was even more bullshit. It was a safety thing, which, like, there is just zero evidence of, and a pace of play thing, which the only time that has been a thing is when Frankie Louvu jumps over the line of scrimmage 3 times. So maybe it's a snap count thing. Like, I think if you implement a snap count rule and it's like, hey, both sides need to know when to go, I'm totally cool with that because I think there's definitely advantages they get just from knowing when to snap the ball. But, like, hey, we've seen it stopped so many fucking times. And, like, I look at the whole Roger Goodell getting into this thing as, like, he's made changes to this league to which it's, like, really becoming a league where it's, like, offensive firepower, quarterbacks that throw for a lot of yards and a lot of explosive plays because they can't get hit and the receivers can't get hit either, and, like, defense just going down. Like, the Eagles style of football is, like, we're going to mash you, and by the 4th quarter, you're going to feel it, and, like, we're going to be able to really run the football then. And Roger Goodell, I don't think he wants that. I think that he wants the sport to be one off, like, who has the best quarterback and, like, the best receivers and the best, like, offensive gaming, and not who has the most dogs that want to mash each other. And I'm against that, mostly because I'm an Eagles fan. But I feel like most people would be too.
I'm still against that as well. I know there was another thing that, like, didn't make it to a vote, but they talked about it at some point last year where they were debating. I'm sure Goodell had his hands in on this. Outlawing defenses to have 2 deep safeties.
Oh yeah, it's like
because, like, 90% of the league does it, and it's, like, hard to throw the ball
so stupid,
against that defense. And it's like they put 11 players on the field. The whole point of defense is you can line them up wherever you want. Like, the offense is already limited in how many people have to be at the line of scrimmage and everything. Like,
it's like they saw that.
What are we doing?
Do you remember that Monday Night Football game? Like, Patrick Mahomes' rookie year it was against the Rams. And the final score was like 54-51.
Yeah.
In the Coliseum. Like, I think Roger Goodell looked at that game. He was like, that's porn. I want that to happen every other week. And so he's just tried to make it that. And, like, yeah, that game was awesome. I don't want that every game. My favorite style of football is the 21-19 slugfest where, like, yeah, when you score a touchdown, dude, that means a lot. Because when the next time you have the ball, they could very easily get you a 3 and out, or you're going to fumble the football. I love defense. Like defense won the Eagles Super Bowl. I don't want this to come down to who has the best quarterback. I just don't. It's a team sport. It's the most beautiful sport on the planet.
I won't even say I'm against that style of football or anything, but I'm in favor of teams doing what they do best. And
Right.
if you design an air raid offense and you throw the ball like crazy and you're good at it, I'm in favor of that.
Yeah.
If you're the Ravens and you have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and you run the ball most of the game, or someone like the Eagles who rely on the run, I'm here for that. If you're a team with a great defense that doesn't have a great offense, I'm here for that. Like,
and the great teams are the ones that can do all of it. So don't, and that's what makes the sport great is like you have to be good at so many different things and there's so many different ways you can win and there's only one team that can win it. And if you go down the path you're going down, it's like, all right, who has Patrick Mahomes? And the quarterbacks already mean everything. Like we don't need more quarterback value. Those guys already mean fucking everything to a team.
Because there's not enough of them. It would be cool if every team could get a sick quarterback.
Yeah, dude, love how...
Then another position would be more important that didn't have as many stars, but...
I love the quarterback position, dude. I just love that how hard it is and how many different things you have to be good at, and that's why it takes like 5 years to develop. And that's why there's only like 8 guys that can really do it. And I don't know. I look at guys like Caleb Williams right now and like some of these younger guys, and I'm like, dude, like I just don't see you becoming... Does it sound weird for me to say a man? You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, I just don't look at him. I'm like, you're going to be like a man and guys are going to look to you and you're going to be a leader. Like, he's kind of like an NBA player. He's just kind of outlandish. He's like his own brand, his own character. And like, I don't think that wins Super Bowls. I think you got to be Jalen Hurts. You got to be Tom Brady. You got to be these guys that are like selfless. Like Aaron Rodgers only won 1. It's just such a fascinating job.
Too. I saw something from Joakim Noah when he was on Pardon My Take, and he said the best players are boring.
Yeah.
Because winning is boring.
Yes.
To be the best, you go through a boring routine where you eat boring food and you have boring workouts that you don't post about all the time because you're busy doing boring shit.
Yeah, you've called Jalen Hurts boring a lot. He also wins a lot of football games. Tom Brady was incredibly boring. He had the most 5-yard check down passes more than anyone. You remember that? That's all we could talk about. We were like, Tom Brady highlight reel. It was all just check downs. But it makes him the greatest. It's like boring golf. Scottie Scheffler, right? Like, that's how you win. You just don't make bogeys. Baseball. 98 pitches, get out in the 7th inning. Don't walk a lot of people. Boring. It's every sport. It's all boring. But it creates very exciting moments because you win. Boring golf. That's my motto this season. All right. That was good, Mike. That was good.
That was awesome.
We took it like that.
I loved it.
That was great. We
just kept going.
We got to get a reel of you doing the boogie and me explaining why dancing is cool.
Yes.
Post that tomorrow. Say, we're back. The bender is still going. Sorry, but we're actually not sorry. Oh.
Yeah, just because this episode is over does not mean the bender is over.
No. This was a coach's timeout. It was not a whistle. And, at the end of the game, we are probably going to be asking again, why not us? See you, folks.